All right, what's up, guys? So Ted and Maya has uploaded this was so yeah, her TED Talk video went viral, and honestly, it's cool to see that with content creators. You see where they I feel like she already has made a name for herself, but I feel like that she's done went up to like a new level in her career and stuff. So yeah, I'm like, shout out to Maya, man. Like, nah, she's a content creator where it's crazy because like I think it was a clip of her and Your Rage where she was all like, oh, like you gotta like stop, like I think it was like a plushie or something with his head, and she didn't drop it. And yeah, it's like his head dribbled. Like it did a basketball move and stuff. I think that was like the first time I seen anything Maya related. And then after that, it's like it's funny how like you see that one video, then next thing you know, you just start. I mean, I don't think it had nothing to do. I just think that yeah, she's just one of those content creators where it ain't got nothing to do with the algorithm. She's that good of a content creator where it's like not it ain't gonna be so much as like you're like you watch a video of hers and then it's just like that's all the content that you're gonna see. Like, no, I just think that it's like it's good for the algorithm. It's good to see her content. So yeah, it's like she's one of those creators where it's like you're not going to really, I guess, see too many negative things, like more so meaning like she gonna get canceled or any of that other stuff. Like, no, I think that she's definitely one of those creators where it's like any and everybody that like works with her, works around her, whatever, I feel like, they're all gonna be in good hands and stuff. So yeah, shout out to Maya, bro. Shout out to Ted. Let's go ahead and get into this video. Make sure if you guys haven't, go subscribe to the both channels, Ted's channel and Maya's channel, the TED Talk channel and Maya's channel. But anyways,
So my mission is to use the internet to build our next generation of conservationists. And I have not been doing this for all that long. Okay, I was born in 1998, so I will get that out of the way right off the bat. But I'll tell you guys how I got started. So I grew up on a farm, and I always loved animals. So we had rabbits and horses and chickens, and you name it, we had it, and I loved it. So then when I was 18 and in college, naturally, I got a job as a zookeeper. So I put on the safari outfit, and I would bring animals like kangaroos and lemurs to schools and birthday parties to teach kids about wildlife. So a pretty cool job. It was really awesome. So then one night after work, I met some friends online who were live streaming themselves playing video games on Twitch, and I had no idea what that meant. But I learned that I could broadcast myself live on this website doing whatever I wanted. So I could cook, or I could sing, or I could play video games.
that's old. That's old
And if
Twitch.
people enjoyed watching it, they would send me tips, so cash, like actual real money. And as a college student, that's pretty freaking sweet. So I started streaming to about 10 viewers at a time almost every day. Then one night after one of these live streams, I got a call from a zookeeper friend about this red-tailed hawk who had been hit by a car and he needed help. So we brought Bean, that's what we called him, home to my college house, and I started to rehabilitate him in my backyard. So then one night I'm live streaming, I'm cooking, I'm talking about this new hawk in my backyard, and one of my viewers didn't believe me. They didn't believe that I had a bird in my backyard. And I could not have that. So I put my falconry glove on, and I brought the bird inside
Wow.
to show them, of course, because
It's so like you being that viewer, it's like you just kind of like sit there and just be like, dang, she really has a whole hawk. Like, okay, I wasn't familiar with I guess her, her animal game and stuff. Yeah, that would be I'd see that's the thing. Like that's why I don't be questioning people when it comes down. You could tell like when a person's being sarcastic and when a person is telling the truth and things. And yeah, it's like I don't feel like that she's somebody, I guess, that would just lie like that. Like she was all like, oh yeah, I have a hawk. Like I feel like if a person's gonna lie, they're gonna be like, yeah, I have like a whole army of hawks in my backyard or something. And it's like, what you got a whole what are you planning? Like what war are you planning on starting and things? So yeah, but I feel like somebody wouldn't lie about that. But that is actually dope though. That it's like the hawk. You gotta sit down and think about it, like how good she is with animals. This hawk is a wild animal. All right. All that thing knew was the wild. Gets hit by a car. She starts helping it and things. And then, yeah, it's like the hawk is just cool with just sitting on her arm. Like, nah, we friends now. Like, do you realize how good with animals you have to be to like do something? I'm like the most with me. It's like I'm cool with dogs, but like wild birds and all that stuff. I'm like, yeah, I haven't crossed into that territory, with my animal lifestyle and things. I'm like, yeah, I think I've fed some birds here and there in my life, and then yeah, but I'm more so a dog person. So I'm like, yeah, I'm like, have me same situation, dog gets hit by a car and I gotta rehabilitate it and all that. Yeah, I'm like, oh yeah, the 100%. Pretty much I would do what Maya is doing, but with dogs.
Problem. And one of the people watching this stream made a short video of this moment, and they shared it on Reddit, and it went viral. So my viewership shot up overnight, and I started live streaming Bean's rehabilitation process. So I'd call him from his perch to my glove, and the people watching my streams started becoming
That's
as
crazy.
invested as I was in his recovery. It was like they were doing it with me, sort of, which was the coolest thing that I've ever done. And then eventually, because I was reaching so many people with Bean's story, the zoo that I worked at started allowing me to bring animals like cockatoos
Oh wow.
and reptiles home to present on my live stream. So suddenly, somehow, I had turned this zoo outreach job that I had into a work from home situation, right? Which
I
is
know it's like there because you guys sit down and think about it as the zoo owner. It's like, okay, she's becoming like, Dr. Doolittle, like the actual, like she like a real life version. She ain't that the movie with the animals? Anyways, regardless, I like it's a movie. I've seen bits and pieces of it, but I don't fully remember it and stuff. So, but it's like my thing is this, okay? She knows animals, all right. We're not going to pass up on an opportunity of, hey, let's showcase these animals on her live stream. She'll promote the job. People will come in. That's good business for us. So I don't know. I don't know how she would overall feel about that. But yeah, I just know like from a business perspective, it's like, yeah, if you know that there's somebody out there that's good with animals that works with you, and then they're like doing live streams and videos and all that stuff, like work or like rehabilitating animals and things. Yeah, it's like you're obviously you gonna want to be like, hey, we got to be more in business and stuff. So
awesome. But instead of reaching 20 kids at a time in a classroom, I was reaching thousands of people at a time all over the world. So this was when it really clicked for me, right? I wanted to do this for the rest of my life, but I wanted to do it at a much, much larger scale. So then 2 years later, at 22 years old, I came up with a plan, and the vision was to build an animal sanctuary that nobody visits, or at least not in person. So we would rescue animals and build huge animal enclosures, and we would live stream conservation education programs online so people could fall in love with our animals the way that they fell in love with Bean, that bird. Our animals would be able to reach millions and millions of people without having to meet a single one of them in person. And then, of course, I would fundraise all of the capital to do all of these things and build this entire facility in one single live stream, which is the craziest idea that I've ever had. But this is crazier. It worked somehow. So I'm live streaming one day, and there's some. Oh, thank you. Whoa. I'll take the applause. Thank you so much. So I'm live streaming one day, and someone in my live chat
So
said,
I'm over here thinking, I'm like, it would be dope though if they did like and honestly, they can name it after the sanctuary that she owns. But no, they do like a movie. I would 100% watch a Maya Higa biopic where it's like yeah, movie starts off with her in college, then yeah, then it's like the whole situation with the hawk, and then how she got into live streaming, and then just building a career off of yeah, just building up that career and things. But I feel like it's one of those movies where it would be more so inspiring, because I feel like that there's a lot of comedy that has came out of like Maya and her content and stuff. But I feel like that biopic about her, it would be one of those biopics where it's like people will watch that and it would really inspire content creators where it's like, because you see that where it's like content creators, they think they, oh, I gotta be cringy and toxic and I gotta do all these. No, it's like the thing is this, whatever it is that you want to do, okay? If it's one of those things that doesn't put you in jail, prison, or doesn't have like a whole like angry mob of people chasing you, fam, go for it. I'm saying like it's gotten to a point where she's doing a whole TED talk, and I feel like that this is one of the best stages that you can possibly be on to like showcase who you are as a person and stuff. So yeah, I'm like but Maya Higa movie though. Oh yeah, it definitely. I think it would be a movie that a lot of people will watch.
Maya, if we raise $500,000, would you shave your head on stream?
Oh
And
yeah,
I
she
said,
did.
yeah, duh. Because who Who wouldn't do that? Who in
She
their right mind
did
wouldn't do
cut
that?
her hair.
Apparently, that was pretty motivating, though, because over the course of a 21-hour-long live stream, we fundraised
What?
$573,000
Wow.
to build the sanctuary. So I bought some land in Austin, Texas, started building animal enclosures, and I started growing my hair back. And that takes about 2 years, in case anyone was curious. And these screens are huge. That is a huge picture of me bald in front of a lot of people. Okay, so next up was rescuing animals. Okay, so Appa and Momo are marmosets. They're these very tiny, very, very charming New World monkeys. Someone originally bought them as pets online, but then after years of inadequate care, they were brought to us for rehabilitation. So they now live at Alveus to help teach people about the exploitation of primates in the pet trade and about the importance of conserving their rainforest habitats too. They also have a little iPad to play games on now. It's very, very cute. Finn is an American red fox who was confiscated from the illegal pet trade in California. So he and his best friend Reed now live at Alveus to help teach people about the nightmare that is the fur trade, helping to build a new generation of fur-free consumers. Then there's Winnie the Moo. She's a cow. She was rescued from a beef operation in Oklahoma. She lives at Alveus to help teach people about commercial agriculture and how it impacts animal welfare and our planet. One way that viewers can support the sanctuary is by feeding Winnie treats. So a $5 donation made online results in treats being dispensed via this automated feeder. To date, that treat feeder has generated over $38,000
That's crazy.
in funding for the sanctuary. Isn't that crazy? It's a lot of treats. She's very.
It's like the thing is this, like, getting, because I think that's like pretty dope, where it's like you can like that's your dream, like wanting to help animals and stuff, but somebody that has like a really close bond with animals, and then it's like you build a whole successful career off of, yeah, it's one of those things where I'm like, you can't, it don't get no better than that, you know. It's like that's something where it's like it'll be like 20 years down the road, right? Where there you'll see so many different content creators like come and go and all of that. I feel like Maya, she's still gonna be one of those content creators where people are like still checking in on her, checking in on the animals, checking in on the sanctuary. Sanctuary is gonna probably be the size of Disneyland and stuff. So yeah, it's one of those things where and honestly, no, because I know like from time to time my parents, they will watch shows like that where they be like kind of like they'll do like shows like on zoos and stuff. And so yeah, I could definitely see where if it doesn't become like a whole TV show, but kind of like just like a one episode thing, yeah, I'm like that. Definitely I could see that where it's like it's pretty much this, but in a like, yeah, and it's just in a bio, or not bio, but a documentary like style and things where it's like it's showing all the different animals and stuff. Because people, I'm telling you, like animal shows, it's funny how like as a kid, I remember I used to watch so many different like Animal Planet, Steve Irwin, yeah, the Crocodile Hunter and stuff. Where some like others, like, yeah, I just would constantly watch those. Those shows are a little bit more graphic because they'll show like the animals like chasing down other animals and ripping them apart and stuff. So those are the ones that I was like somewhat watching and things. But no, other than that though, it's like those ones where it's just kind of like showing animals at peace, not being chased, not being killed, just, you know, minding their own business. Yeah, it's like those are good too. I feel like we need more of that. Than it's like, okay, here's this pissed off lion see the gazelle, and it's like I gotta get that and stuff. So yeah, it's like I just think that, you know, we need more positive, outgoing animal shows like this. But
Happy
anyways,
cow. Since 2019, through live streaming, I have raised over $7.5 million for conservation causes across the globe.
it's insane.
In 2025 alone, we reached over 250 million people with conservation education online. It's over 10 million classrooms, just like the ones that I was bringing zoo animals to in college, just in the last year. Alveus is now home to rescued parrots and emus and monkeys and wolf dogs and more, and we have those 36 cameras that are live streaming them 24 hours a day. But the beautiful thing about these live cameras is our animals are all blissfully unaware of the thousands of eyes on them at any given time. Not being open to the public means that our animals are less stressed by the unpredictable factors that come with people visiting, right? It also means that we've never had to divert any of our funding to guest experiences. Like,
It's like getting back to the movie, like idea and stuff. That's how they should do it though, where it's like the movie starts off with her doing the TED talk, then it's like, but it goes in like parts and things where it's like it goes from like her doing the TED talk, then it cuts like to her when she was like in college saving the hawk. Then it like cuts like it just goes back and forth like different times of her career, and then then it's like when the TED talk ends, they just kind of I guess like whenever they do decide to do the movie, whether it's now or if she's in her like 40s, 50s, or 60s or something. It's like yeah, it's definitely one of those things where it showcases it like her whole her career and stuff. But yeah, it just kind of like goes back and forth and things. But anyways, back to the video.
shops and concession stands and parking lots. But one of the most positive benefits is we've developed one of the most accessible zoo models in the world. Anyone with an internet connection can visit our animals for free from their device from anywhere on the planet. And they do. Our online demographic, our online community, they range from about 17 to 28 years old. We are our nation's new voters, new consumers, and up-and-coming decision makers. We hold the future of this planet in our hands. But most of our online community didn't even join with an interest in environmentalism at all. They are just normal people, internet users who stumbled across our content in one of their many, many feeds. Alvea Sanctuary brings conservation to young people largely by meeting them where they already are, which is on social media. But before social media, TV programming was establishing the best examples of conservationists, right? Heroes like Steve Irwin and David Attenborough and Jane Goodall. These are obviously
Yeah,
some
because
of
they
my
did. I
personal
think they
heroes,
did do a
probably
movie
some of
about
yours
her.
as well, as they should be. These guys rock, right? But for most of us, it can be really hard to see ourselves in such
Yeah,
legends.
Steve Irwin. I was like, I don't know how many times. Like you would, as a kid, you be flipping through the channels, and it's like with me, it was like it was cartoons. Like some occasional scary movies here and there. Yes, I was a scary movie kid growing up. But then yeah, then it's like you see Crocodile Hunter and stuff, and then yeah, you just get locked in on the TV and things. It's like, dang man, I'm like that man, he's living a life right now. And it's like me now, I don't think that it would be one of those things where I'm like, I just would still watch it, from the from the comfort of my home. But nah, man, it's like, you see that as a kid, that it's like it's inspiring, like seeing people working around animals and stuff. Cause it's like you gotta really sit down and think about like animals, like they're harmless, creatures where it's like, yeah, it's like, and I guess like being in that wild environment, like it can be damaging to them. So I don't think like she is like going out in the middle of the wild, like taking animals, but it's like animals that do need help. And it's like, cause I think I remember asking that where it was like watching the show. And I think I remember I asked I think it was my mom. I think it was me and her that was watching it, and the animal was hurt or something like that. I'm like, why do they just be sitting there, like the camera people just be sitting there watching? I'm like, why are they not getting out the car and giving it first aid or something? But it's like I got like an understanding of it, and I'm like, okay, well, my show would be different. Like that, see, and I know I probably shouldn't come out and admit to, but I'm like, man, you just see animals where it's like they hurt. It's like you don't want to just see them hurt. That's why I don't be liking to watch shows like that. I'm like, yeah, if it's like a show where it's like they show the animal like it's okay, but I'm like, man, I'm like, I just don't like shows like that. It's like I be like, dang, man, jump through the TV and help them or something. But anyways, I'm like, I know I'm getting a little carried away, but I'm like, but I don't be liking that and stuff. But I'm like, but get back to Steve Irwin and all that. Man, that man rest in peace. But he had one of the best animal shows on
It
TV.
leaves us feeling like that work is just a far-off dream that only other people achieve. But at Alveus, that dream doesn't feel so far off. For our viewers, Alveus is a dream that one of them achieved from within a space that they're already a part of. And they get to be a part of it all live. So we're just getting started. Our next step is taking this Alveus approach to the wild. We're building a new facility where we're going to breed endangered species at Alveus for reintroduction and release into the wild. We're starting with the recovery of critically endangered wolves. Our sincere hope is that people will fall in love with these wolves the way that they fell in love with Bean, that bird from college. We hope that they'll care really deeply about these individuals and then, in turn, about the wild places that we return them to. Millions and millions and millions and millions and millions of brand new conservationists fighting for wildlife and wild places, all doing it from their homes. So my mission is to use the internet to build our next generation of conservationists. And I think it's working. Thank you.
So yeah, you make it to a TED Talk. It's definitely working. It is definitely working. Yeah, it's like I remember hearing about like TED Talk when I was, I think, was it high school? I think it might have been in high school and stuff, but I can't remember who they had us watching. And I'm like, but it's something that I've like always have paid attention to, like the TED Talks and stuff, like who gets on there and stuff. And no, then it's just like it's dope though, where it's like we're now seeing it where content creators are like, having TED Talk moments and stuff. So yeah, I think it's pretty dope that that company behind like TED Talk or the people behind TED Talk, like they invited Maya in to kind of tell her her story and stuff. So yeah, I think that's pretty dope, man. Shout out to Ted, shout out to Maya. Make sure if you guys haven't, go subscribe to both channels, like, subscribe to me too, and I'll talk to you guys later. Thank you guys for watching, and peace.